Hi everyone, welcome to Learn English with Emma. I'm so excited you're here because today we're diving into a topic that so many of you have asked about. How to speak English fluently and confidently. If you've ever felt nervous or stuck when trying to speak English, don't worry. This video is for you. I'm going to walk you through 5 practical, easy-to-follow steps that will help you speak English more smoothly, boost your confidence, and make conversations feel natural. By the end of this video, you'll have clear, actionable tips to start speaking English anywhere, anytime. So, grab a notebook, get comfy, and let's jump right in. Step 1. Redefine what fluency means. Let's start by clearing up a big misunderstanding about fluency. A lot of people think fluency means speaking English perfectly. No mistakes, no pauses, just flawless sentences. But here's the truth. Fluency isn't about perfection. It's about expressing your thoughts clearly and keeping the conversation flowing, even if you stumble a bit. Think of fluency like riding a bike. You don't need to ride perfectly to get where you're going. You just need to keep moving forward, even if you wobble here and there. So, what does this mean for you? It means you don't have to stress about saying every word correctly. Focus on sharing your ideas and keeping the conversation going. If you pause or make a small mistake, that's okay. The goal is to communicate, not to sound like a robot. For example, if you're chatting with a friend and you forget a word, just keep going by describing it or using a simpler word. This mindset shift is the first step to building fluency, and it's going to make speaking English feel so much less intimidating. Now that we've got that foundation, let's move on to the next step. Step 2. Speak as much as you can. This step might sound super simple, but it's a game changer. To get better at speaking English, you have to speak English. I know, it sounds obvious, but hear me out. Speaking is a skill, just like playing soccer or baking a cake. You can study the rules or watch tutorials all day, but you won't improve unless you actually practice. Think of it like this. You wouldn't expect to get strong by reading about lifting weights, right? You have to lift the weights. The same goes for English. You have to open your mouth and talk. So, how do you start? Here are some practical ways to practice speaking. Find a conversation buddy. This could be a friend, a family member, or even someone you meet online. They don't need to be a native English speaker. The goal is just to talk. Apps like Tandem or Hello Talk are great for finding language exchange partners. Join a group. Look for local English conversation clubs or online communities where people practice together. Platforms like Meetup or Discord have tons of language groups. Start small. You don't need to have deep philosophical discussions. Practice simple conversations, like talking about your day, your favorite TV show, or what you ate for lunch. Every sentence counts. The key here is to make speaking a habit. Even if you're shy or worried about mistakes, just start talking. Those little conversations will build your confidence over time, and before you know it, speaking English will feel more natural. Let's keep going with Step 3. Step 3. Make practice a daily habit. Here's a big tip that will take your English to the next level. Practice regularly, not just once in a blue moon. Consistency is everything when it comes to learning a language. Think about something you do every day, like brushing your teeth or checking your phone. Those habits are second nature, because you do them all the time. English needs to become like that, a small, regular part of your routine. Now don't panic. You don't need to spend hours every day. Even 10 or 15 minutes of practice can make a huge difference. Here are some fun, easy ways to sneak English practice into your day. Talk to yourself. Yep, it's totally okay. Describe what you're doing in English. For example, if you're making breakfast, say, I'm pouring some cereal into a bowl. Now I'm adding milk. It's simple, but it helps your brain get used to thinking in English. Narrate your surroundings. Look around and describe what you see. For instance, there's a red mug on my desk. The window is open, and it's sunny outside. This builds your vocabulary and fluency without needing a partner. Repeat what you hear. Watch a short YouTube video or TV show in English. Then try repeating a few sentences out loud. Mimicking native speakers helps with pronunciation and flow. The magic of daily practice is that it adds up. Those 10 minutes a day turn into hours over a month, and you'll start noticing how much easier it is to find the right words. Plus, it's kind of fun to talk to yourself in English. Give it a try. Ready for step 4? Let's go. Step 4. Embrace the awkwardness. Okay, let's get real for a second. Speaking a new language can feel weird. Maybe you're nervous about mispronouncing words, or you worry that people will judge your mistakes. Guess what? That feeling is 100% normal. Every single person who's ever learned a language has felt awkward at some point, even me. When I was learning French, I was so shy about speaking, I'd freeze up thinking, what if I sound silly? But here's the secret. The more you practice, the less awkward it feels. Think Buffen. 1. Learn English with Emma Fluency script. Think of it like learning to swim. The first time you jump into the pool, it's scary, and you might flail around a bit. But with practice, you start to glide through the water. English is the same way. The awkwardness is just part of the process, and it will fade. Here's how to get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. Accept that mistakes are okay. You don't need to be perfect to communicate. If you mess up a word or grammar rule, most people will still understand you, and they'll appreciate your effort. Focus on the message, not the delivery. Your goal is to share your thoughts, not to sound like a Shakespearean actor. Keep it simple and keep talking. Lean on kindness. Most people are supportive when they see you're trying to speak their language. They're not judging you, they're cheering you on. Let me tell you a quick story. When I first started speaking French, I was terrified of making mistakes. One day, I went to a cafe and tried to order a coffee in French. I totally botched the pronunciation, and the barista looked confused, but instead of laughing, she smiled and helped me say it correctly. That moment taught me that people are usually kind and patient. So, don't let fear hold you back. Just go for it. Step 5. Practice real-life scenarios. Now, let's make your practice super practical by focusing on real-life situations. The best way to feel fluent is to practice conversations you're likely to have in the real world. Think about it. If you're traveling to an English-speaking country or chatting with an English speaker, what kinds of things will you talk about? Ordering food, asking for directions, or talking about your hobbies are all great starting points. Here's how to practice real-life scenarios. Role-play everyday situations. Pretend you're at a restaurant and practice saying, "Can I have a menu, please?" Or "I'd like a chicken sandwich." Or imagine you're lost and say, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the train station is?" These are phrases you'll use in real life, so practicing them now builds confidence. Tell personal stories. Talking about your own experiences is a fantastic way to practice fluency because you already know the content. You're just putting it into English. For example, try describing a recent trip. Last weekend, I went hiking with my friends. The mountains were beautiful, and we had a picnic by a lake. Stories like this are fun to share and great for practice. Focus on common topics. Practice talking about things like the weather, food, or your daily routine. For instance, you could say, "It's really sunny today, but I heard it might rain later." These topics come up all the time, so they're perfect for building fluency. By practicing real-life scenarios, you're preparing yourself for actual conversations. It's like rehearsing for a play. When the moment comes, you'll be ready to shine. Bonus tips to keep conversations flowing. Before we wrap up this section, let's go over a few extra tricks to keep your English conversations smooth and natural. Use fillers to buy time. If you're thinking of what to say next, use words like well, or let me think. These fillers make you sound more natural and give your brain a moment to catch up. Describe instead of stopping. If you can't remember a word, don't freeze. Just describe it. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, say the thing you use when it's raining. It keeps the conversation moving. Stay positive. Learning English is a journey, and every step forward counts. Don't get discouraged by mistakes. They're proof you're learning. Instead of thinking, "Ugh, I messed up," try saying, "Cool, I just learned something new." Your challenge. Start today. All right, you've got 5 amazing steps to boost your English fluency, plus some bonus tips to keep you going. Now here's your challenge. Start speaking English every single day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Talk to yourself, describe your day, or practice a real-life scenario. Every word you say is a step closer to fluency. I promise, if you follow these steps, you'll feel more confident and comfortable speaking English in no time. And the best part? You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. Start right now. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Learn English with Emma for more tips to improve your English. Next week, we've got an exciting video on how to improve your listening skills, so you won't want to miss it. Click the link to check it out, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep practicing, stay positive, and you've got this.